This is everything that I did between Christmas and my A-level exams that allowed me to get 5 A stars. There are just a few months until A-levels. Now is the time to lock in. The important thing that you need to remember at this point is that you need to find that sweet spot between revision and avoiding burnout. I am not going to tell you to do a practice paper every single day because I do not want to see you get burnt out before your exams. However, what I will say is that you need to be doing some sort of exam practice outside of your assigned work for every single one of your subjects every week. So what I used to do, I used to make sure I did one maths practice paper every single week. I made sure I did at least one 25 mark economics question per week, and then usually top that up with a couple of 8 and 12 markers. Similarly with further stats and with business. And then I made sure I had my EPQ done and dusted as soon as possible. But essentially making sure you do something exam style outside of what is required of you every single week, because you want to be simulating that exam as much as possible. You want to understand how you get the marks in the exam. You want to be able to do it under time conditions. You want to be able to look at an essay and understand how you're hitting all of the assessment objectives. Critically, you want to understand how you get the marks even if you don't necessarily know the answer. So let's say I didn't know how to get the marks in this maths question. I would know how to pick up a few of them by just writing out a couple of lines of working, even if I didn't get the final answer correct. And then even so, if you don't get something correct, then that's something that you can work on. Next up, flashcards. You need to be doing them whenever you have free time that you are not using. So let's say that you've got free time on the bus. Do not be doom scrolling. Make sure you are doing your Anki flashcards or your Quizlet or your Gizmo or whatever it is that you use. Next up, if you feel like you lack the self-control to do any work, make sure you attend any revision sessions that your teacher puts on. Even if you feel like you don't necessarily need it at this point and you are very comfortable, make sure you go to them if you feel like you can't trust yourself to go home and force yourself to do the work. Also going to revision sessions is really helpful, because if you do stumble across anything that you are struggling to understand or grapple with, your teacher is right there in front of you and you can ask them questions. In a similar vein, make sure you are using your freeze when you are in sixth form. Potentially think about going in at 8, 9 o'clock and then leaving at 4 or 5. Use all of those frees that you have, and even if you finish at 12 o'clock, stay in school, make sure you are asking your teachers questions. If you liked this video and found it helpful, be sure to save it for later and follow for more daily A-level tips.